What's up guys, my name is Ryan45678 and welcome back to the Edger Bike project. Last time we got the bike somewhat assembled, front end and the back end, and we got the brakes. We started on the brakes, ran into some issues, but today what we're going to be doing is hopefully getting the brakes fully set up. So yeah, don't forget to leave a like on the video if you end up enjoying it, subscribe to see more projects like this, and if you want to support the channel, there are always affiliate links in the description below. So just a few updates on what I've done off camera. I tried opening the brake reservoir, and one screw was too loose, this one. This little monstrosity here was way too tight. I stripped the head, had to use an easy out to get it out, and the only screw I could find that would fit was this one, so I had to use some nuts and washers. But it's not going to work because, I'll show you. Because this is countersunk, this is a tapered head. That's not going to fit with this because that's flat. So I'm going to have to order some because Home Depot didn't have the right size. I bought some, but apparently number 836, which is what these are, fits the same nut as a 832. Some combination of that. So I bought the wrong screws. They didn't fit, obviously. So this is temporary. It should be enough to be able to get the brakes working. Oh yeah, I did move, ended up moving the throttle, twisted it this way so that the brakes could be level instead of like canted that way, because this reservoir needs to be level. For the brakes themselves, before we do anything with the reservoir and any fluid, we need to get the calipers unstuck, which obviously I can't do by hand. All I have is fingernails. So what we're going to have to do is take the brake pads off and see if we can push them with a screwdriver or something. So these just come off with an Allen key. The screw goes all the way through them, so that as soon as I get these both out, they should come out. There we go, they're a little loose, so as soon as I get this, oh, don't drop them like that. But anyway, apparently you're supposed to just be able to press these back down. Maybe it would help if I took the cover off, relieve any pressure that might be in there, or at least leave it loose like that. Or maybe it would help if I open the bleeder screw, which is not that one, it's this one. Open it just a little bit. Maybe now we'll go down. Somehow I doubt it. No, they're not moving. Alright, so I found some videos, and it seems that you can do something like this. Actually, I'm not going to be able to do it with this. I might just be able to straight up clamp it. Yeah, so basically what they were saying to do is put a clamp on here and clamp it shut. And he had a piece of wood. If I'm gonna have to take this bracket off if I'm gonna do that. Alright, here we go. Hopefully you can see that. I may have to get a different clamp though, because this one does 0 leverage. That's kind of what I need here, is leverage. So, no, it actually worked perfectly with almost no force. So, excellent. Problem solved. So now, I'll remember not to do that, not to squeeze the brakes without them being on the disc. So now it's as simple as just putting this back on, figuring out exactly where to mount the dang thing, and then welding it. So, this is already going better than I thought it would. I see, it's got springs. That's what's supposed to keep it from clamping together like that. I guess it would if I had had it on the actual thing, the disc. There we go. You kind of have to line it up like this on the spring, if you can see that. So there we go. Put this back on, and after that, get to get it set in the right position on the disc and on the swing arm. Now, just don't do this. Yeah, and these will probably center themselves a little better after they've been used a little bit, so it's fine for now. Alright, let me show you what I got. I went ahead and put air in the tires just so it was easier to, you know. And then I got some bolts. This time they're too long, so I just used some nuts as washers. I could have swore I measured, but you know, I got it wrong. So, but I got the bracket on. Next thing I'm going to do is show you. I'm going to put it right about here, somewhere where the brake pads are pretty much fully contacting. About like here is probably good, and then I'm going to weld to here. And I may leave this, I don't know. It's a pretty big gap right there, but it's where the brake needs to be. So I might just do that. But I think before I even do that, the very first thing I'm going to weld is the kickstand, so I don't have to do this. Alright guys, so I've got good news and I've got bad news. Two good newses and two bad newses. First good news, kickstand is on. It is a kickstand. And it works just like that. It holds the bike. That's the first good news. Second good news is I got the brake caliper on. Hopefully you can see the bracket that I welded on there. It's not very well welded. The welds look terrible because I had a hard time seeing. On here I was actually welding on the wrong spot. So the one that's actually holding it is down there, if you can see it. Yeah, I got a little bit on the bolt, but I'll worry about that later. But let me show you. An issue I ran into with this was the bolts were actually in the way. I had it so far up on the disc that I would go this far, the bolt would hit. So now, obviously this thing's in the way. I'm gonna have to temporarily move it. That's part of the bad news, by the way. But I'll show you. Listen to that. It spins, and it sounds great, and it's lined up good enough for me. So that brings me to the bad news. Bad news is we need a longer brake cable because I can't turn left without, well, not very much. That's about as far as I can go. Two, it's kind of in the way. I'm gonna need some zip ties, obviously. The other bad news is I got a little bit of splatter on the rotor, or the disc. You can't really see it probably, but right here, yeah, there you go, right here. Hopefully that'll just come off with use, otherwise I'll have to take and sand or file that down. That's not too bad. Hopefully the brakes will do that for me. But yeah, what I'm thinking about doing for this, since I don't think, I mean, that I bought the longest brake line that I could find. So what I think I might end up doing is taking this. Wow, that's actually quite a bit thinner. I may have to buy some more brake line, but anyway, I could splice some in. I don't know, I might still could use this, but I'll splice it in somewhere long enough to make it, maybe route it like around here, up there, so it's not in the way of anything. Probably splice this whole thing if necessary, maybe not. But I'll see what I can do. But yeah, that's the state of the project right now. I could start fitting some of the other pieces, and I might do that. I might put the torque converter on and the other jack shaft, and the engine, just to see how everything fits and get some chains made up. But you know what, even though I'll probably do that today, I'm probably going to separate it into a separate video, because it was like welding and brakes specifically, and now the next part's going to be general assembly. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful, or at least enjoyable. I'll see you guys in the next one.